everyone, this is Mule again. Welcome back to the channel. This is message that I received on 29th of December 2022. But I'll relate something that a vision I saw 3 days before, or probably even more days. I can't remember how many days. When I recorded it here, I said a few days before this message. So I saw a short vision of three ladies, and I was one of them, and then my brother's future spouse, and our prayer, our ministry partner also was there. So we were three of us, and we were wearing our white wedding gowns. But the one I saw in more details was my brother's intended, and her gown was actually so pretty and sleeveless. It had thick straps, like a sundress kind of straps, and she and my prayer partner were smiling. They were actually facing me, and they were smiling very hard at me. And then I didn't tell my brother about this vision at that time because I didn't think I needed to. I just kept it to myself. So that day, this day of 29th of December of 2022, I have about half an hour before God started speaking, I also saw another um, vision. So this day I saw Abba Father and Yeshua. They were standing side by side, and they were standing in front of um, of my brother and I, wherever we were seated. And I waited to hear if there was something they were saying. They didn't talk, they were just looking at us, they were just in front of us. And it was a brief vision, and it went, it just disappeared. So I didn't even think about telling my brother also, because I knew, okay, if there's something that is going to be said, then I'll tell him everything at once. And then just before God now started speaking, about an hour or half an hour after this short vision, I was rebuked by Abba Father. I was rebuked, and I was asked why I didn't share this vision of the three ladies I'd had the days before, a few days before. So I repented and asked for forgiveness, and then I related now to my brother the vision, and and also about being rebuked by God. And immediately I finished telling him about this vision, he also told me that he had also had vision. He had also had some vision, and another something he had that. But the second one, I won't repeat it, because it's not so relevant to what I am saying. So I told him also that in my vision of days before, I told him after I saw this vision, the whole day, the rest of the day, I was left with an anxiety and eager expectation that could not leave me for hours, for so many hours. I don't even know whether I slept well, or I took long to sleep, because this anxiety could not leave me. So after relating that, so he also told me he's also been rebuked because he has not shared this thing that he's going to tell me. So he told me he's not sure whether it's the same day I also saw this vision of the three ladies, um, but even days before he saw, we were in a room, and in that room he saw, he assumed, or rather he was not sure whether he saw me. That's why he didn't talk to me. He didn't tell me about it, because he thought he was seeing his own things. Wherever we both are, he had a vision that there was somebody standing besides me, but he said it looked like me. So he became confused, and I was there because I was there with him physically. And then he's seeing a vision of me, of somebody who looks like me standing beside me. And he could not understand what he was seeing. So he assumed he is not seeing right. So he figured it, he didn't talk about it, and he went about his own business. And let me tell you this, because my brother, he's always complains. He doesn't see visions like I do, or clear. I mean, his is hazy, or that thing that comes and you think, that was just my imagination. I'm thinking too much, or something, or I ate too much. Those visions or dreams you have. So he's always struggling. Um, because he's always assuming, did I see it? But now God has begun to rebuke us. Some few years back, God started rebuking us and telling us, whatever you see, even if it's so hazy, even if it's so small, just tell it, relate it, write it down, and relate it to your sister, relate it to your brother, because it could be something important, and you're just keeping it to yourself just because it was not so open, so clear. So that, at least this time now, we are being reminded and being rebuked. So I'll relate what I saw. So remember, I didn't tell him about seeing Abba Father, because that completely came out of my mind. But now, after about half an hour, or half an hour before, I mean, after we spoke, after we finished speaking, we just went about doing our own business on our own gadgets. And then Abba Father and Jesus again, you know, I saw that vision again come. And this time it was about 11:30 at night, right? So this time I was told something. I was told I had, stretch out your hands, both of you, towards Abba Father. So I told my brother, we've been told to stretch out our hands. So we stretched out one hand each, and I reacted. I began to shake. I began to cry, sob so strongly in response to this. And we waited now to hear what God was going to say. But before he spoke, again, now the vision was added in more details. I started seeing angels standing to the left of Father from my eye view, and a few others were seated. Actually, we were inside, uh, in the house, but now I started seeing outside. I saw some angels were seated on the rooftop that was opposite our door, and opposite the main door that we were in. And the rooftop looked different than the one that is physically there, because where we're staying is a plot. So the roof that was the plot that was next, had a different, usually physically has a different rooftop than what I was seeing. But that's what I saw. And it appeared that the appearance of the angels was not bright, it wasn't so visible. It was a dull, they had a dull appearance. Although I could see these are angels, but the appearance I saw was dull, because I usually see them brighter, though not so bright, but just brightly. Um, and I was given the impression I was given is, the word actually I had was, this is low key, as in like, it's a visitation that is not to attract unwanted attention. That's that's a revelation I got from that dull appearance. And so Abba Father began to speak, and he told us, my children, thank you very much for the work that you have done, the ministry you've done. Thank you for the people you have activated, for being obedient, and for finishing your work. Thank you, my children, for everything. And so he kept saying thank you. And at this time, he has told us thank you so many other times. Even angels have told us so many other times. And in the beginning, it was so surprising, so shocking, because it was new for me, especially. It was new for the Father to thank me, for angels to thank. I mean, I was encountering angels giving me flowers, thanking me, and patting my shoulder, telling me, "Well done, daughter of God." So it was kind of unsettling in the beginning when I was experiencing all these things. So by now, I've gotten used to it because He has told us, "Thank you," so many times. So I continue. Thank you, my children, for everything. Even as it's written about Abraham, about his faith, it will be written the same about you. It will not just be about Yeshua and what he did, but people will know about you. But people will know about you because of the greater works you will do in this era. You will be an example for people to emulate and follow. You're not small people, my children. And then after he finished telling us this, I started seeing now the angels that were there. They started presenting me with a bunch of, it was actually a small bunch of white flowers of different types of flowers, but they were all white. And I also saw the stems were also white. They were not green like normal flowers. And the whole thing, flowers and stems, they were all totally white. And in my head, I started wondering, why a small bunch? Why am I being given a small bunch? Because before I have been given, sometimes they come with one flower and they give me. Sometimes I've been given such big bunches of flowers. So I was wondering, why a small bunch? And immediately I thought of that. I took this bunch in my right hand. But immediately I was thinking, well, that is selfish of me. But immediately I thought, why a small bunch? Immediately on my left hand, I saw I was holding a very big bunch of more mixed white flowers, and I was holding them against my chest, and there were so many compared to the original small bunch I still held with my right hand, and I told my brother about it, and then he shared um, this revelation. He told me, "Do you know this bouquet you're being given? The small one now I was holding, the bouquet you're being given with your wedding bouquet." And and then the angel started speaking and telling me, "Thank you for work you have done, your obedience, and for being faithful. Thank you, thank you." And they kept saying, every one of them kept saying, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And then the vision ended there, and and that was it for the day, for rather for the night. But I was told when I was asking today what to share, I was told to specifically share this. So I'm sure there are some remnants that have been experiencing what I have been experiencing. So it's nice just to confirm and just to encourage you also to share. Because a lot of these experiences, there are people there who need to hear of all these experiences, not just in the future, but even right now. That's why even I'm being pushed to do all these recordings and videos and reveal all these things that I'm revealing because it's encouraging somebody who is down, who is low, and wants to know that God is real, wants to know angels are real, wants to know that there's encouragement about Kenya. There's a coming something that God is about to do, that there's a revival, there is hope. It's not just all doom and gloom, but there's so much hope that this revival will bring extraordinary things in Kenya, in Africa, and the world will change because of this. So be encouraged and be blessed and be at peace. Thank you so much.